Okay. All right, so welcome everyone to JumpStart in August. We're glad to have all of you join us this upcoming session. This will be a very fun session for you all. My name is Matthew Deloach. I am the coordinator for student services here in the Office of Pre-College Programs at the University of Mississippi. So most of you have been getting your emails from me, all logistics, reminders, asking you to do this or that. So that's been me. Nice put a face with the name, I guess. So we're glad to have you here. Normally I'd be joined by one of my coworkers and colleagues, Wendy Fringer. She's our associate director. Once you get into the program, you'll be hearing a little bit more from her as far as different workshops that we're going to cover. But I'm going to be your host today as we go through everything JumpStart in August. So we're going to go ahead and get on in. So our agenda for today is, let's go over the program for just a bit. So what is JumpStart? What is it all about? We're going to talk about what JumpStart requires you to do as far as your participation, what are your responsibilities to the program while you're here. For many of you, that's going to be related to like scholarships and going to class and everything like that. And a little bit of what's next. So what are your next steps leading up to August Intersession JumpStart? So first, let's get started. What is JumpStart? So JumpStart has been around since early 2000. It's been a tried and true program. One thing about JumpStart, it is here to help students just like yourselves get acclimated to college life here at the University of Mississippi. It's a good introductory to what college life is going to be like before all the thousands of freshmen and upperclassmen and graduate students get on this campus. So you actually have about 2 weeks of classes where the campus is yours, essentially. You get to explore campus, you get to learn all about it. And when fall comes around, you've got this. So always good to have all that going. So JumpStart is about the social transitions. So for many of you, and I've heard from those that have come by my office, like we had someone come by earlier today, and this was something big for them. They wanted to get acclimated to, being away from home and everything. So this was a good way for them to do this. So in ways that we help with social transitions, we have community groups where they're led by our peer leaders who are upperclassmen. So, and some of them have been through the JumpStart program or some of our other summer programs. You'll get to know some of them all around on move-in day and check-in day. We also have workshop sessions that we call Brain Training and Adulting 101, which are going to help you for Adulting 101. That's going to kind of help you with kind of building up your independence, learning how to, be on campus, do well by yourself, make certain you're taking care of yourself mentally, physically, and all that. We're going to connect you with resources and organizations on campus. One thing about our office, we are very well connected with a range of organizations and departments on this campus. And so if you need talking to about, like you want to join the Associated Student Body, which are student government, we can get you in contact with the ASB president. If you want to get involved in your housing communities, we got you. Or do you want to start your own organization on campus? We can get you in contact with the right people to do that. Mental health, physical, campus rec. So we have that for you. So one of the big things that the university likes about us is we help with the academic transition. So one thing about August, you're taking one course. Now, yes, it is one course in 2 weeks. So you're taking about 13 to 14 weeks and putting in 2 weeks. but you're focused on that one class, which, is huge. So you can really get to see all that goes into the academic life here on campus within those 2 weeks. We have smaller classes during our summer sessions, including August. So you're probably not going to be in a class with probably over 20 to 25 students. It's very rare that many of our classes go beyond even 30 students even, because we don't have that many lecture halls on this campus. I mean, we do have some, but not that many. So we like to keep our classes small, especially during the summer. Touching back on brain training again, these are workshops that's going to help you with time management, with your study skills, because let's face it, it's been a while now, but I was also a student in high school thinking, hey, I didn't have to study in high school, I've got this. College hit me like a ton of bricks when it came to studying. I thought I knew how to study, I really didn't. Some of the things that we've learned over the years, we've included in this brain training workshop to help you build those study skills, because you need it. College and high school is like comparing apples to oranges.
Walking in honor.
So we offer that. There's other workshops that Ms. Fringer is going to provide as well. If you wouldn't mind, please mute me.
How little she must think of herself.
Thank you. We also provide academic support. That's also another purpose of our peer leaders. They are able to provide tutoring services. They've taken many of the classes that you're going to be taking in August. They know the best ways to study for them. And they can help you understand the content better. So these are all major benefits to JumpStart, kind of what our program is all about. Also gaining credits. So many students come to JumpStart, not just for the social or the academics, but they can also get a head start on gaining credits. So in August, you're going to be taking 3 credits in August session. So that is one class you're taking for 2 weeks. Some of our other students that are still in the program are taking about 6 to 7 hours because they're in a month-long program with us. But that gives you a head start on your college degree program, right? So this means that you can potentially take a smaller course load in the fall or spring whenever you try to use it. Now that said, caveat to that is you have to maintain, you still have to be a full-time student, so you can't drop below 12 hours. And those of you that are in special scholarship programs, maybe not below 15. So it doesn't exempt you from those rules, but you don't have to feel like you have to take the 18 credit hours that some programs require. So JumpStart is not just about taking classes, okay? Some students feel like that this is kind of what the program can all just be about, is this is my gateway to taking classes. That's just a piece of the puzzle. JumpStart is you have to look at it holistically. So we have asynchronous workshops that Ms. Wendy Fringer is going to send to you on a weekly basis. Unfortunately, this year, because we're still dealing with all of the pandemic and COVID and the number of students that are in JumpStart right now, we just don't have a space on campus that can properly accommodate us. So all the workshops are virtual. So they're 2 times per week. We also have you participate in community. Now this is communities in person, because we're breaking you up into 1 or to 2 to 4 communities, depending on our final size of the program. And so these are led by peer leaders. And these peer leaders, they're going to meet with you to do like a wellness check on you. They're going to create social activities. Maybe you go to the square and have some fun. And everything, maybe go to the Oxford Creamery or the yogurt shop, get some ice cream or yogurt, get a meal or something, go bowling at Premier Lanes, different things like that. So they've been nonstop doing stuff this summer, so have no doubt they have a ton planned for August. It's also a time for you to make new habits. So, you're used to, some of you staying at home, you have certain habits. This is the time for you in these next 2 weeks to figure out what works best for you. What is the best schedule for you? Because I promise you're going to want to keep a calendar. So habits are going to help you keep yourself going and everything. So like for me, I always found keeping a good calendar, making sure that I even scheduled in meals, scheduled in when I was taking breaks, all that became really good habits. Actually scheduling in my study time was huge. Also learning campus. This campus may not be one of the largest campuses of a 4-year college or university, but you still have to navigate it. So you have the opportunity while you're here, before it gets crazy here in Oxford and on the campus when fall starts, you have the opportunity to figure out, okay, what's the best route to get from my residence hall to class in the morning? Because if you're like me, you might be living in Stockard Hall and have an 8 o'clock class in Nutt Auditorium, which was Biology 160. Okay, you gotta go up that hill, you gotta be up there. And if you're not a morning person, you gotta get used to it real quick. So you figure out all the quick ways to get everywhere. You can plan your routes for the fall, because I believe by now many of you have a fall course schedule. If not, you're working on that. So get your schedule one day and after class, plan out your routes for the week. That's a good way to do it. And you can figure out like where the best study spots and everything are. You also get a scholarship of $544.75 for August. That is half of the in-state rate of tuition. So every JumpStart student, whether you reside in the state of Mississippi or you're out of state in the US, or for those that are here internationally, you're getting a scholarship of $544.75. This is something that we will load, and this is important. We load this after you've checked in for JumpStart on move-in day. So move-in day is August 1st. When you check in officially with JumpStart, with myself or Ms. Fringer, we will load your scholarship either that very afternoon or that very next morning, because we want to get that process for you so you can later accept, and we'll let you know when it's ready to accept. A lot of people have already been asking, where's my scholarship? Well, it's not on there just yet. We have to verify that you're here first. Because believe it or not, some people might not show. So a little bit more in depth about the workshops, brain training. A lot of this is based on researched advice, based on learning and studying. We talk a lot about reflection. One thing, I teach EDHE 105, the freshman year experience course. This is something that I do in my classes, and many other classes do it, is we ask our students to reflect on what we're doing. It's a great way to think about what you've done, where you're going, and all that. We want you to have conversations about getting motivated, setting goals, mental health. One thing that we cover is, and particularly into mine, this book here, Designing Your Life. It's a book that some of our studies or some of our workshops are based off of. It's really good for helping with goal setting and kind of building motivation and seeing where you want to go. So, and I also use that in my EDHE 105 class. So we also talked about time management, and I've talked about this a little bit, but I can't belabor it enough. It is important to, set a schedule. So, and we'll talk more in depth about, time management after you get here. Adulting 101. This is a good way to cover kind of building those social skills that you need, because you're going to be away from home. You need to build that sense of independence. You need to be able to know, okay, for one, you can always ask for help. How many of us don't ask for help when we need to? I'm guilty still. But you need to know who to contact, what to do. Like if you get sick, okay, what do I need to get from Walmart, Walgreens, or CVS? We need to learn how to build a budget and plan for our finances and everything, because many students that come to college are on a limited budget, right? So maybe you need to find a student job, all that sort of thing. It's also understanding all the finances that go into college. So there's grants, there's scholarships, there's loans, there's all these different terms and everything that's brand new to all of you. It's learning about all of that and figuring out what it all means. So we're going to be covering a lot of that and helping you learn how to budget plan and all that. So setting a budget, big help. We want you to get involved on this campus. One thing the students love about this campus is the ways they can get involved. We have hundreds of student organizations on this campus. And so whether it's through student organizations, community service, getting involved in campus recreation or sports of any type, we've got something for everyone. For some of you, it may be Greek life. Many of you have probably already received information on some of that. But we want to get you involved in whatever way we can. Our peer leaders, they are heavily involved also. So we want you to be able to pick their brains and everything. Plus, we'll bring in different campus leaders to talk to you as well. All right, so let's talk about some responsibilities. All right, so to qualify for the scholarship, which is the big responsibility, okay, you've got to remain registered for full credit hours. So that means you're in 3 credit hours in August. So you are fully invested in the program at this point. The university itself is providing that scholarship for you. So you want to make certain you are heavily invested in that. All right, because once you drop out, your scholarship goes away. You attend class every day for the length of class. Because class in August is about 3.5 to 4 hours a day, Monday through Friday. Okay. Now, obviously you're going to have breaks in between some of those hours because the professor's going to need a break, right? So you're going to attend class. You're going to complete all the required work in class. You want to be invested in your coursework. You're also going to complete workshop sessions with Ms. Fringer and attend community time with your peer leaders. They report back to both of us to let us know whether or not you're participating. If you're not participating, scholarship goes away. So you want to make certain you're involved, right? So next steps. All right. So the big questions right now are, have you chosen a meal plan? Quick note on the meal plan, because I've gotten several emails and I am very sorry about that link that says, oh, choose a meal plan, but it's only for like July or June or July. Okay, August Intersession does not have a set meal plan, I found out. It used to, it doesn't this year. What I suggest is you go to the ID Center's website. You can just Google Ole Miss ID Center, super simple. And you can add what they call Flex Dollars or Ole Miss Express to your ID card, right? Your ID card is basically like a prepaid debit card. It's also your room key, all that. Okay, you can load however much money you want to on it. Flex Dollars will get you, you can use it at all food vendors, including vending machines on campus. All right. Express dollars is basically flex dollars with the added benefit that you can go to, you can use it for like laundry services at the like the convenience stores that we call pods, provisions on demand. You can use them there as well. I believe either one you can actually use with the local Papa John's, because I believe they take Flex and Express as well. So you can order pizza with it. So I would add either one of those. That way it's all on your card. Parents that are listening, if you know if your student doesn't have like a debit card or anything, or a credit card, I would add meals to their ID card. That's a great way for, and plus you can keep track of all that through the self-service online app. So it's all available on the ID Center's website. Have you also registered for your summer classes? Many of you should have already been to orientation by now and met with your academic advisor either at orientation or virtually following orientation, like 2 to 3 days. Some of them it's been a week later, and register for both summer, aka August Intersession, and fall classes. If you've done that, you're good to go. If you haven't gotten an August Intersession, contact your academic advisor and get one set up. If you need help, you can always email me after the session. Okay. Complete the summer financial aid application. I am actually going to be sending an email a little bit later this week reminding everyone to do this. I can't check to see if you've done this part. This all goes through the Office of Financial Aid. This application, the reason why it's so important to do this application now before you get here is the application closes July 31st. Okay, this application is going to mention something about the FAFSA, or the free application for federal student aid. You do not have to do that for JumpStart. I get that question all the time. It's a common question. You do not have to do the FAFSA for the JumpStart program. You get it regardless. The only reason why you have to fill out this summer financial aid application is so financial aid knows that you're expecting aid from a department like JumpStart. And I think even when you go into the application, there's an option to choose JumpStart. And that tells them immediately, oh, they're going to be expecting this particular award. And when we get it from JumpStart, we'll add it on there. That's all it's for. I will say this, a lot of people get hung up on different terms that are used in it and other details. Complete the form to your best of your abilities. When you get to August Intersession, add 3 hours. You may get a few automatic emails for financial aid. Don't panic if it's something that's telling you to do the FAFSA. I'm telling you, you don't have to do the FAFSA for the summer. If you've done it for the fall, great. For the summer, no. Have you gotten your Ole Miss ID card yet? So I mentioned it with the meal plan. This card is your meal plan card, your pseudo debit card, if you will, for Flex and Express. It is your building access for your residence hall, even your room key. Actually, some professors have in their classrooms an ID scanner to record attendance. So you need to have that ID. If you don't have it yet, you can get it when you get here. It'll have to be on that Monday when classes start. You'll have to go out to the ID center and get it if you haven't already. Many of you should have gotten this either in the mail or at orientation. So also applied for a fall parking permit. So for August Intersession, you need to have a parking permit so you can park on campus if you're bringing a vehicle. We confirmed with the Parking and Transportation Services earlier this week. You do not have to get a special summer parking permit, which is prorated for like 30 bucks. If you've already applied for your fall parking permit, One, you're either going to get that in the mail and that you're going to stick on your the back of your car on the window. If you have not gotten it, they emailed you and available on your parking portal was a temporary parking pass. Print that out and have it on the front dash of your car. And when you're here, parking won't ticket your vehicle. And then when you get your sticker, your little decal, you'll just replace it basically and just stick it on your car. They did say the temporary parking permit that you print out will expire. You can just go to parking services and they will give you a new temporary one if you haven't received your decal. So no worries. Usually the temporary lasts for like 15 days. And if you got it earlier this month, it's probably going to expire. You can go to parking, get it redone. You should have your parking permit by then, but just in case you don't. And plus they know you're going to be here with JumpStart. So we've got you covered. All right. Order your books. So since we're getting close to also fall, think about getting your books for August Intersession and fall. You can also get your books here in Oxford. We have a bookstore here on campus with the Ole Miss Student Union. We also have the Rebel Bookstore that's just off the square. Both are great suppliers of textbooks. Also, you can get them off like Amazon or Chegg.com and any of those. But go ahead and get those ordered because you'll want them. One piece of advice, if you get new and it's shrink wrapped, do not open the shrink wrap. You will thank me later when the professor possibly tells you you do not need it, or if you change classes. Do not break the shrink wrap, please, and hold on to your receipts. Make certain you pack linens. Most of the beds in the residence halls, with a few exceptions, are twin XL beds. I learned this summer actually that we have actually some beds that are full size. So, but majority of housing is twin XL. I think Residential College South is a few of the beds are full sized. So make certain you pack linens for that. Sometimes these are things that you have to order because they're not easily found for twin XL beds. I know when I came to school here, I had a hard time as well finding them. So, all right. So next up, a little bit more on housing. So typically with JumpStart in June and July, students stay in summer housing where you just stay in one building with everyone, all right? You're not in your fall housing at that point for June and July. August is special because all JumpStart students move into their selected room or in residence hall for the fall semester. So if you're moving into Crosby, Pittman, Burns, any of those, you are moving directly into your fall housing assignment. That is probably why the summer housing application didn't let you do it until you had a fall assignment. For those living in Stockard Hall, all right, this is exciting news for all of you because you've been curious as to what's going on. Okay, so many of you know Stockard Hall was under maintenance this summer, and it was possible that you wouldn't get to move into your residence hall. Housing let us know on 7/16, so last week, and they sent emails to your go.olemiss.edu account, I believe, is what they told us. That maintenance is being completed as we speak. And Stockard Hall will be available for move-in when you get here on August 1st. So no temporary summer housing for you, okay? So everyone in August Intersession gets to move into their fall housing assignment. I hope for everyone living in Stockard, that's a sigh of relief. All right, so move in. Okay, this is move in, check-in day, August 1st. Okay, you're gonna arrive at housing and either they've done sent this out or are going to send this out because they do things differently. You're gonna follow the directions that they provided to you via email. Check your go.olemiss.edu account at all times, and check your junk and spam folders for any of your emails. We've noticed some students have missed some emails. Check the junk and spam sometimes, because they sometimes go there. All right. They're going to tell you where you need to be and what time you need to be. Most of the summer has been move-in starting at 3 p.m. With August, I haven't heard definitively what that is. So keep a check on your email for that. Okay. When you've moved in and at 6 p.m., because you should have been moved in by 6 p.m., you're going to come to Lamar Hall. And for those of you that are not familiar with campus just yet, if you know where the Grove is, and I'm assuming most of you know where the Grove is at this point coming to orientation, it's on the Grove side of campus, on Grove Loop. Lamar Hall is the one building that's not covered in red brick. So it's the oddball on campus. That's the building we're going to be in. So come to that building. We'll have a table there ready to greet you. 6 p.m. we'll be there and available for you. We're going to do check-in. So that's going to be my opportunity to get to see all of you, get you checked in with our program, and then you'll be available to get dinner. All right. After dinner, your peer leaders are going to get all the communities together so you can meet for the first time. They're going to get you set up in GroupMe on your phone so you have a way to communicate with each other. You also want to keep an eye on your email for your first 2 workshop links. So Ms. Wendy Fringer is going to be the one facilitating all the workshops. So you want to make certain you keep an eye on those, on your email for those links. So, because all that's going to be done virtually. So we do all of this because our previous JumpStart students have told us different things they like about the program, right? Over the years, we have found out that, they feel like they've the program has helped them adjust to college. They're ready for the fall when they get here. They're more prepared than their peers. You're going to be more prepared than your peers coming on starting in for fall, right? You're going to know the campus better than they are. You're going to be one of the upperclassmen helping them around, and they're not going to know it, right? So you're going to adapt. You're going to know how to study. You're going to know how to balance. Some appreciate that we put a focus on mental health because that's a real thing, and we're going to put you in touch with people that can help you with that. All right. We're going to help you make friends. Something that I believe all of you should make good use of while you're here, and all of your peers that are in the program, is beyond your communities and your community time that your peer leaders set up. You need to set up your own small friend groups and study groups, because many of you are going to be in the same classes. So set up those groups beyond just our communities, just so you get to know one another. Because I'll be honest, August Intersession is a little different with housing and everything because you're all over campus. We have students in Stalker, we have them in Martin, the RCs and all that. You're not all in one location. So it's going to be important for you to get outside of your residence hall and maintain those connections with other people in the program that are here. Because you may not be coming for JumpStart, right? And that's going to be the case for many of you. So you want to make certain you build those connections first thing in the program. On check-in day, on the first day of classes, make those connections. Get their phone numbers, set up a time to get outside the dorms, because, it's better than, you don't want to just stay in your room and not get out there, right? You want to experience all that Ole Miss and Oxford has to offer. So with that, I am going to open up for questions. So if you want to either, you can post them in the chat, Or if you want to unmute yourself, you can also do that as well and just ask for everyone to hear. All right. Okay, does anyone have any burning questions? So how many students are enrolled in the August JumpStart session? So in a typical summer, we usually have we max out at 100. This year, because of COVID, we are maxing out at around 80 students. So we are actually maxed out at this point. Not everyone is joining us today because for various reasons, but we are expecting 80 total students on move-in day. Question, do parents attend dinner? The dinner is for the students, so parents don't need to attend that. So after the students move in and everything, they're gonna just walk over to Lamar Hall, and they're gonna just join us there, and then we'll have dinner there. Okay, next question. May I remain in dorm during sorority week before fall semester begins? So once you've moved in for August, that whole week right before fall semester, you're able to stay in your room. That's a benefit that housing provides you. So I forget that sorority week and recruitment week is starting earlier this year. I'm used to it being in the middle of the fall. So yes, you'll be able to stay in your dorms during that time. Okay, is that the move-in week meal plan? Is the next question. So as far as August goes, as far as the 2 weeks of August intersession, there's no exact meal plan. That's why I'm basically suggesting to get the do the Flex or Express. Now they have done in the past a move-in week meal plan. Usually it's that week before fall semester begins. So that should be it. I'm not 100% sure because you would need to ask the ID Center because I'm not as familiar with what they're doing this year. So, but yeah, usually they do. Anyone got anything else? All right. Well, if that is all, I will continue to stay on the meeting with everyone. But for everyone else, if you want to have a good rest of your evening, you can do so. And I'll stay on for any remaining questions. So I will see all of you on move-in. Where do we park for the first time when we move in on move-in day? Okay. So, okay, so you're gonna park near your residence hall when you get here. So your parking permit is going to be designated for a certain parking lot area. When you get your parking permit, it should come with a map of campus that's gonna have like zoned areas for each parking permit. If I'm remembering correctly, there's about 10 to 12 different parking zones on campus, with 5 or 6 of them being just residential parking and designated residential. So you'll want to check that for exactly where you can. Also, all parking lots on this campus are marked by zone. So you'll see like these green signs on campus that'll say what zone you're in. So. Any questions? Wait, no? All right. So with that, I'm going to close out the session. If you have any questions or concerns or just need any general help, feel free to email us, email me directly, email precollege@olemiss.edu, email Wendy, or give us a call. So we will see you on Move In on August 1st. Everyone have a good rest of your day.